surprise, it's trombone today. And on this episode of Off Track, we're going to talk about The Mandalorian Season 2, The Umbrella Academy Season 2, the Justice League Snyder Cut, the music of Terrence Martin, and the Destoyer. That's a lot. Let's go. What's up, everyone, and welcome to another episode of Off Track. I am your host, Lamar Harris, aka DJ Noonie. And before we get started, make sure you take a moment to subscribe to the channel to be notified about alerts. Also visit my website, thelamarharris.com. Follow me on social media at LamarHarris314. Before we dive into our topics, I wanted to take a moment to recognize that Tuesday was Miles Davis's birthday. If you're not familiar with Miles Davis, he was a legendary jazz trumpeter from East St. Louis. His music has influenced countless musicians and still does so today. One of my favorite albums when I first got exposed to Miles, I bought actually in college. That was back when you used to get those refund checks and used to go to the bookstore and just buy up all kind of random stuff for your room because you just had it and that's what you had to do, is use that money. One of the albums I actually bought was Miles Davis's Kind of Blue. Revolutionary. Had him, John Coltrane, Cannonball Adderley, just to name a few on that particular album. Get a moment, check it out. Happy birthday, Miles. Psst. Hey, want to hear a secret? Season 2 of the Umbrella Academy is coming in July on Netflix. If you haven't gotten hip to the Umbrella Academy, it deals with these 7 children from the Umbrella Academy that are this dysfunctional family, but yet they have all these amazing superpowers. They each get a number, so it's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and 7. You get to understand their backstory, the secrets they've been holding since they were kids, the mystery around their father's death, what's really going on, and where we leave off in season 1, the possibilities are just endless. One of those characters that was in season 1 that I'm excited to maybe see in season 2, which I hope they do bring her back, was Mary J. Blige's character, Cha-Cha. Mary J. Blige, yes, the singer Mary J. Blige, is actually playing a character inside of the Umbrella Academy. Cha-Cha is this time-traveling assassin from this group called The Commission, and she's just a real badass. If you haven't gotten hip to the Umbrella Academy, binge watch season 1, get caught up, so when season 2 drops in July, you're already set and ready to roll. We are excited for Mandalorian season 2. If you haven't seen season 1, you definitely need to do so. And if you haven't actually checked out the behind the scenes action with Jon Favreau and what they're calling the Disney Gallery, I would recommend that you do that also. Especially if you are a videographer, filmmaker, it's great to see the ideas that went into creating the series and the whole creative process and the team and how he assembled such a powerhouse team to create this marvelous series. We're excited about some of the new characters that we're going to see inside of the series, such as Ahsoka, the ex-Jedi, played by Rosario Dawson. We're actually going to see Bo-Katan, played by Katie Sackhoff. And if you're not familiar with both of those two characters, I would recommend checking out the Clone Wars on Disney+. You'll get a chance to definitely see some of their backstory and how they're going to probably fit into season 2 of The Mandalorian. And if you get a chance, definitely focus in on the last 4 episodes of the Clone Wars in season 7. This is actually, in my opinion, if this was like live action, the animated series was for the Clone Wars, this would actually be like in my top 5 for Star Wars movies. Just for the fact and the way that they set this stuff up, all of the precision, the detail, and how it lines in with everything that happened during Revenge of the Sith. So you definitely should pay attention to that. I'm also excited about Boba Fett making an appearance, who will be played by Tamarion Morrison. So there's so many different possibilities. We do not know exactly what the storylines are going to be, but we know that the Mandalorian was charged with finding Baby Yoda's homeworld, which may lead him to run across some more Jedi. We know that during this particular time that the Mandalorian is happening right after Return of the Jedi. So there's so many different possibilities. You could even maybe see somebody like a Chewbacca, a C-3PO, or R2-D2, or Lando, or even Princess Leia, or Solo even make an appearance during these particular times. So I would say just make sure that you're ready for whatever's happening. We may even get a chance to see even Rey's parents that may make an appearance. You just never know, because it's kind of an open footprint. We may get a chance to see Yoda's homeworld finally after all of these years. So kudos to Jon Favreau and everything that they're doing, and that superpowers team that he has creating this wonderful series. Mandalorian Season 2 coming out in October.
No protectors here. This world will fall like all the others.
I had a dream. It was the end of the world.
They said the age of heroes would never come again.
It has to.
Oh, awesome.
Don't engage alone. We'll do this together.
Each of us in some way is held back.
This is crazy.
Made him promise. That's why I brought you together.
Honestly, I think we're all gonna die.
Superman was a beacon to the world. He didn't just save people. He made them see the best parts of themselves.
On my lead.
Fighting the devil and his army in hell.
So after seeing that trailer, we are excited for the Zack Snyder cut of the Justice League. The first version was let's just be real, it was just disappointing. It just seems like they just copied and cut and pasted the movie together. There wasn't a real flow of action. We didn't see a lot of character development. It's like, here you are on the screen, get together and just go. But we actually only saw 25% of what Zack Snyder really had created, versus when Joss Whedon came in and did the reshoots and made it what we saw. So I'm excited to be able to see Superman in a different light, to be able to have backstories on people like Cyborg, The Flash, maybe see an appearance by Green Lantern, see some different actions between like Wonder Woman and some of the other characters. I'm excited that Ben Affleck is actually going to come back for the reshoots. I think they're giving Zack Snyder about $20 million to be able to finish out the film. We're going to hopefully see Darkseid.
I am entropy. I am death. I am Darkseid.
It's just going to be a better film. One of the best portrayals of the Justice League has actually been in the Justice League Dark Apocalyptic War that just recently came out. And you get a chance to see the Justice League like get their behinds handed to them. You get a chance to see them like rally together and try to press through, but it's a solid like take on the league. You get a chance to see hero imperfections. Not everything's all peachy keen, but it's some real stuff that they have to deal with. And I'm excited to just see what Zack Snyder was originally going to do, see his vision actually come to pass, because I do believe it's going to be a little dark. I'm excited. 2021. When I first created Off Track, I told myself I wanted to do a variety of things, especially when it's related to music. Being able to talk about not only just artists, but producers, engineers, musicians that do some phenomenal work that sometimes don't get the full notoriety. One of those musicians, in my opinion, is Terrence Martin. Terrence Martin is a saxophonist, plays bass, guitar, drums, keys. He's a producer, an engineer. He has a studio called a record label called Sounds of Crenshaw, which is geared towards working with musicians in the LA area to give them a voice musically. Soul, Kamasi Washington, Jill Scott, and the list goes on and on. His new project out is an EP entitled Soul Juice, which is a collection of 5 songs. You can just put it on, let the beat ride. It's some real hip groovy stuff. Another project he did earlier this year was called Conscious Conversations, which features a variety of different musicians. I am definitely looking forward to in the future to seeing what Terrence Martin is going to do. He's one of those great voices of our time and one of those hidden gems. Shout out to actually Chris McBride. If you get a chance, support him. He actually has been doing conversations with a variety of musicians. And I was like, man, he actually interviewed Terrence Martin. I was like, oh. Definitely follow Terrence Martin. See what he's up to. Hit him up, let him know that you like his music, add it to your Spotify. One of those hidden gems that is definitely for your listening pleasure. For those of you that didn't know, I am from St. Louis, Missouri, and I try to support my local comic book establishments. One being Wizard Wagon over in the Delmar Loop. Shout out to them. I saw that they were open last week. I stopped by, said hey, and picked up a few items, and one of them being Victor Lavalle's Destoyer. Destoyer follows Dr. Josephine Baker, being one of the last descendants of Victor Frankenstein. And she uses a lot of advanced technology, abstract discoveries to be able to bring back her son that was tragically killed at the age of 12. He was coming home from a baseball game on his way to the bus stop. Somebody had mistaken him for a gunman, called the police. The police rolled up and shot him. Sound like some real world stuff, which it definitely is. Let me go off track for a minute, but stay on track. Police brutality is real. Racism is real. Those are real things that are going on in the real world that definitely need to be addressed and really need to be dealt with. There are a lot of different methods. History has taught us a bunch of different things. Some things have worked, some things haven't. And sometimes you have to do some difficult things and make some difficult choices to be able to inflict change. But change will happen, and change is going to happen. So I definitely recommend giving this a read. Sometimes you have to create a Frankenstein in order to be able to bring order. And sometimes you get looked at as a destroyer, but really all you are is really a rebuilder to make a better creation or bring order to something that is in absolute chaos. That's off track, but on track.
I'm a young black man doing all that I can to stand. Oh, but when I look around and I see what's being done